What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. In reflection of what is a confession of my own inhumanity, I wanted to talk to you today about how we confuse what a person does to what a person is. Especially living in a country where the gap between the haves and the have-nots is so wide, it is easy to forget the humanity that each person possesses, regardless of what's in their pocket. The saddest part about this country is its total disregard for the value of human life. From simple jobs that should have been automated, but still done by people because of the abundance of manpower, to being able to pay these people unreasonably low wages because of that same abundance and availability of unskilled labor. If one person isn't willing to do something at a low cost, you will find someone else desperate enough to do it. And the people that have the money have zero incentive to bring up the lower class because they would lose the benefit of having what is almost slave labor. And that is the sad result of economic inequality by such a vast measure. The problem becomes worse when you still maintain unrealistic expectations of your hires to have a level of understanding and competence, which you are not compensating adequately for. And usually you get what you pay for. And quite frankly, this leads to your own frustration as such skilled labor is either not available or outside the usual budget that you are willing to extend to. So what happens instead is you put this undue pressure on people who are not fit to do their job, crushing them under the weight of your expectations and forgetting their humanity even more. And I'm quite guilty of this myself. I have found myself frustrated at the lack of processes and systems in this country and the need to rely on people that I have no choice but to rely on. And when being stuck in relying on them, doing it with a poor spirit and not filtering my frustration at all. Again, forgetting that they're human. Here's my point. People are people. Each one of them a child of God. Each one of them made in his image. Now, yes, we are born here with different advantages, disadvantages, and ultimately different dispositions from that. We all do different things. Our competence lies in different realms. And each one of our calling is unique. I say this because it is really easy to only see the person for the trappings of what they do and think that that's what they are. It's really easy to look at a successful person, a person with money, a person with looks, a person with fame, a person with charm, a person with any of these seemingly advantageous things, and assign a value to the person based on those things. It's really easy to do that and forget that those things are just what they do and what they have succeeded at. And sure, they are great or better in those roles than another person, but that does not make them any more of a person. Each person is equal. One not better than the other. One not more divine than another. One not any more or less loved by God. You see, our roles fool us to think that we are better than someone else, bigger than someone else, somehow intrinsically more valuable than the other person. But that isn't true, is it? What you accomplish, what you do, may allow you to sit at a different height than another person. You might have a different view, different perspective, different sight. You might feel taller. But here's the punchline I need you to remember. No matter the heights that you have attained, no matter how tall you may feel, you can tower over a man's stature. You can never tower over a man's spirit. What you tower over is man-made, transient, a mirage of personhood, a measure simply by how your time is spent. And it does not assign you or hand you or give you any more value than these extrinsic, often fading facets. None of these make you any more human, any more of a person, any more or less a child of God. Your spirits do not have a hierarchy. One does not sit on top of another. If anything, they all converge into one. We are all but a splinter, a small piece of a large whole. How can the pieces be compared when the essence of all of us is the same? The material by which we are forged is no different. Everything else that you pride yourself with is immaterial, not the material that you are made with. All those things only distance you from the reality. You confuse and imagine yourself more than what you are, based off of what you do. And you forget what you are, which is the nature of what is shared across all of us. So although you may do more, acquire more, or have more than another person, you can never be more than them. That is not how being works. At the level of being, we all be. Why is this important? Well, first, it softens you into humility. It reminds you that no matter where you are not better than anyone else. And anyone you work with, skilled, unskilled, desperate, or demanding, all of those people are at the core of them have the same makeup as you, and for you to treat them as such. For the effect that you have on their spirit has an effect on your own. And secondly, knowing this should give you a level of solace and confidence as well, that no matter how distant a person you admire seems from you, no matter what you feel short of measuring up to, just know that you have within you the same spark of the divine that is within anyone of a higher stature that you are comparing yourself with. That within you all, there is a shared spirit, an intimacy, a closeness that erases all barriers to what you want to be. And from that stable place of knowing your worth isn't any less or more than anyone else, from that place, you can play all the action-based worldly games without discounting your divinity. What you have never affects what you are. What you acquire never separates you from someone else. All the distance you maintain between you and another is dreamed up, imaginary inequity, stripped away from all the cloaks of personhood, all of the worldly things that you have accomplished. Stripped away from that, we are all of equal value. What we do with that echoes in history. Love you, family. Stay true, always. See you on the next show.